To do another project, I am on the pistachio shell cake. So again, I got the seed pod, and if you were with me live, you do know that I love to add some texture, and I've done it in our hydrangea pistachio shell project. So I'm just simply doodling right with my hot glue on my seed pad all around, and I'm not really paying attention. I'm going quick so the lines are sort of smooth, and then I'm going to let it dry, and of course let's just do the basic one. So for this project, I am going to do a one little cluster, and I usually start with hot gluing two together and then just simply interlocking on connection parts, the other shells. And then as you add it on, you can choose to open them up, you can choose to keep them closed. It's all up to you. So in this case, I am going to simply keep them maybe 4 or 5 rows closed up and then start to open them up so I can have a little bit more of the volume. And for this project, I've actually made several of those, and then I hooked them up into a nice ball, but then I also left a couple of them completely open. I'm just trying to create a fun little project with my pots. Okay, now I got the frame. So I decided to add a little bit more of a texture to it, and I just simply stripped the glass out of it, and I'm just literally using the cardboard backing to a frame as my surface. And you can see there are some screws that are still visible, but I just so hope that they're going to turn out beautifully. So if you follow me for some time, you do know that I love me some homemade crackles. So I'm just applying, first time ever, a Mod Podge that is shiny to my surface, and then right over that, without drying my Mod Podge, I am applying the chalk paint, and I am trying to apply a good amount of it because I am expecting the crackle, but I'm not expecting too big of a crackles. I don't really want it to expose that cardboard. Okay, so now all it's done. Now it's just a matter of drying. And a lot of times is with the better heat gun that I have, the crackle literally comes automatically, but this one is just simply directing the heat to a spot. But you know, you can still see it. But the funny thing is, I was really confused with the high gloss crackle. I was waiting for my Mod Podge to dry, and it was constantly shiny, and I forgot that I was using the shiny portion of it. Okay, so now I just painted with the chalk paint my seed pods all over. Did not really paint it well. I just wanted to cover the majority, and of course, because I am using the frame, I do need to cut them in half. And now here are my creations out of the pistachio shells that I decided to lightly spray paint. Okay, so now the pistachios are drying. Now let's go back to our board. So with the board, I decided, of course, always add the clear wax, and then of course add in the edges a little bit of the dark wax, and work this all into my board. And then of course take my paper towels and then just simply brush it off gently. I always like to keep the shading mostly on the outside. I mean, it depends sometimes, but mostly on the outside. And I am just really happy to see that all those screws that I was talking about literally bring this natural look of the wood. Oh my goodness, I love it. And I love how delicate the crackle is. We see, now we have a problem. My frame is way too wide for my project. So I decided to use that gray paint that I used for the crackle, and just simply see now it's much better. And of course, I've done a little bit of the dark wax, but not as much. And of course, a little bit of the gold right where the grooves are, and a little profile of my frame, just to add a little bit more of a difference to whatever my background was all about. It is actually looking pretty cool. Okay, so now let's put this all together and try to see how our project is working. Because at the beginning I thought I'm just going to leave it white, my seed pads, but then I decided to simply make them really dark and go heavy with the dark wax, but still exposed some sort of a shading to it. And then, of course, as it goes to it, I do need to, and that was my original plan, to bring a little bit of the gold and highlight whatever the hot glue designs that I've created with on my CPADs, and I'm actually liking it. I have to add a little bit more later because the wax is just not allowing me. Okay, so now it's time to install everything. So I'm just simply going to add always my paper towels right inside my to stuff my project, and then of course add a little bit moss to it. I found a little bit of the driftwood that I had, and then decided to elevate the cluster of my pistachio shells right in the middle because I only had one. And I'm going to create a little topiary out of that, and then create a lower sort of like succulents like designs right into the pots on the side. Absolutely love the way it looks. And of course I had to add a little bit gold to my driftwood to make it look good. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, time to glue it, and let's see how all looks. I mean, we may actually need to change something, but you know what? For now, let's just do it. How stinking awesome it looks. A little bit of the blink, and I think I'm done. I cannot wait to show you how this project came out. You can see a little bit of a gold right on it, but I think I am going to add a little bit more right to my pots. Absolutely love the way this project turned, and I cannot wait to hear from you what you think about it. I decided to actually hang this in my powder room on my darker wall to light it up a little bit. Absolutely love everything about it. Thanks for watching, my friends. Happy crafting!